We're here at the TAPS Ohio Family Camp. Over the last day and a half, our families have been trickling in to our camp.
If you guys wanted to grab a blanket to bring out with you to the porch, you're welcome.
See, people made these for us?
Yep.
Oh my God, that's great.
Extra blankets are not a bad idea. They got a little crisp last night.
At TAPS, we have what we call family campouts with tragedy assistance program for survivors. We are a post-military loss organization that supports families that are grieving a loved one. The TAPS family campouts are designed to bring the families together where they spend the weekend working through challenges, learning things about themselves and the rest of the members of their family, and really trying to get back to a cohesive family unit.
I love the TAPS family campouts because unlike our standard Good Grief camp where we bond with a specific age group of kids or we're paired up as a mentor with a single individual child, when we come to family campouts, we are put with the entire family.
Throughout the camp, we then, after they've trickled in over the last day and a half, we put them into their peer groups. And what those peer groups look like is we have a peer group for adults, for the parents of the surviving children, and then we have age-based, age-appropriate groups for our children. We have 3 groups at this camp out. Our kids range in ages from 6 to 18 years old, and we divide them among those 3 groups with their peers. In our peer groups with the adults and the children, we talk about the purpose of our camp. We talk about why we're here and connecting them with one another and connecting them with their families to strengthen their sense of community, to strengthen their sense of family, and to move forward in a positive direction. They're rebuilding their lives, and these peer groups give them the skills individually then to come together as a family later on in the camp and progress as a family unit through a series of challenges and activities that focus on utilizing those skills gained in the peer group to then apply that to their family.
We have a couple small group sessions with each of our individual age groups, but then the rest of the weekend we're with the entire family, so we get to build bonds with everyone from guardian to each of the siblings, and when you build that entire bond you get to see kind of just how the family dynamic works at home and provide them support in mentorship in those outside aspects, and then a lot of times we can carry those whole family mentorship relationships on beyond just that weekend at the camp out.
They learn the values of their family, they learn the skills to use those values and to take them in a direction that allows them to communicate more effectively with each other as a family.
We are very thankful that Camp Homey Dakota has given us an opportunity to come here and use their facilities and participate in some of their activities. The camp is a good size. There's a lake on premises where we will get an opportunity to do some water activities like fishing, kayaking, boating, paddleboarding. There will also be a high ropes course where they will get to go through activities that are a little bit more harrowing because you're off the ground.
My name is Jesse Tubb. I am the founder and creator of Grit Adventures, and we are here in Ohio to facilitate a weekend retreat in collaboration with TAPS.
Grit is an adventure racing company, organization, that has come in to partner with TAPS over the course of our Ohio Family Camp.
When I created Grit Adventures, I felt like this would be a really great fit with what TAPS was already doing, with supporting family members and kids through the grieving process.
If someone on your team is struggling to go up a hill or is struggling emotionally or mentally, make sure that you're there for your teammates, right? If you have to carry someone's weight, if you have to push up someone's bike, if you have to rally them, if you have to say some positive things to them, make sure that you are taking care of your teammates, right? If you see another team out there that's struggling or needs help, make sure that you take care of them. That's the primary goal, is to finish this race and to have fun and to test all the things that you've learned over the last 6 weeks on this course.
I felt like the mental resiliency skills that we were developing with the Grit Adventures program would lend itself really well to what they were already doing. I've really respected and admired everything that TAPS is doing, and I felt like putting on a physical challenge like an adventure race would be a really great vehicle for families to sort of go outside of their comfort zone a little bit and do some team building activities and bond together as a family, as we've noticed with the kids in our program.
They are giving us some programming which builds resiliency among our families here at the Ohio camp and enables them to take what they've learned in their peer groups and in their family groups and to move forward in a way that teaches them how to move past the obstacles that have been placed in their way because of their loss, because of their grief, and to overcome the new challenges that they're facing.
So I'm really excited to go through this process with the families and in collaboration with TAPS to see how we can help facilitate growing these families together.
So we had our opening ceremony, and we had the individual family members identify what their core values were, and then they shared those core values with their family, and as a family they decided what their family's core values are, and once they identified that, then they are now coming to these flags to create family flags with their family name and their core values and whatever images they've decided represent what those core values are. They're going to use these flags as a marker and a guide-on for their entire weekend and as a reminder for their families to live up to those core values that they've identified.
I'm gonna write some. Okay. I like that. Flames. I don't know. We can put
Writing out like that.
Yo.
She want to hand that on?
You know that's gotta count.
Should you do this one? Why not? Oh my god! It's supposed to be a little skinnier. That's okay. Perfect. It looks.
You guys gonna play again?
Yeah.
Get in there.
Throw it up.
Wait. Wait.
I want to give those families that came in last night the opportunity to introduce themselves. Just tell us your names, where you're from, and something that you're grateful for today or for this weekend. So,
We're coming from Virginia and
something you guys are grateful for this weekend.
To be here.
yeah, to be here.
To be here, great, outstanding.
We're from West Virginia, and the baby says we're grateful for Daddy.
Outstanding, I love that. So at this point, I'd like to have Jesse come forward, and he's going to get us started on the day's activities. So.
Great, welcome everybody. So what I'd like to do is we're going to actually do a short walk over to our first activity.
And our teacher. Our class.
Like I can show you this.
Maybe I can have some show of hands or people volunteer what they think resilience means for them.
Not giving up when things are hard.
Great. Yeah, so not giving up when things are hard. What else?
Overcoming.
Overcoming? Tell me more about that. Overcoming what?
Obstacles in front of you.
Yeah. Come over here, grab an egg. Hey, come over here.
Egg. Hold on to it. I think this is a great collaboration because I think we focus on a lot of ways to help the youth get through tough times. And I think we're partnering up with the parents and the staff to be able to work on that same goal. And I think this is probably one of the best ventures that Grit Adventures has been able to embark upon.
Egg child. Today.
Are you excited yet?
Yes.
This ground represents an obstacle or a challenge in our life, right? And this egg represents one way that we can show up or respond to that challenge. Now, I need some power. There it is.
We wanted to crack.
Well, you tell me, this is a challenge or an obstacle. What's going to happen when you toss an egg at a challenge or an obstacle? Is it going to survive? Look at that.
Mason hit it.
Yeah, Yeah, there is a splash zone. All right, so now we're gonna step over here and go to the basketball court. Yep. All right, once you bounce the ball a few times, go ahead and put it back in the bucket. So everybody has a chance to bounce it. The ground represents an obstacle or a challenge. Let's talk about some of the words we can describe what being like a lacrosse ball.
Bouncing back.
Bouncing back. So for the egg, right, and we have an obstacle and we crack, right, it's messy, right, it's much more difficult to come back from that, right? So we'll talk more about this over the weekend, how we can develop more resiliency and be able to bounce back from those adversities, right?
We are going to do map reading with them. We're going to do land navigation with them. That we're going to do obstacles and team building with them. And we're going to do a night hike with them. And they're going to have the opportunity to learn to utilize the team building skills that they've learned, to utilize the resiliency lessons that they've learned through hands-on exercises in nature with grit, to come out on the other side as a stronger individual and as a stronger family unit.
You guys are gonna go off in families to find bags of candy that are hidden amongst the trails. You'll have a map that will tell you where the bags are. Everybody come up and grab a compass.
Many thanks.
Okay.
Who knows how to work a compass?
The red faces north, and you can move this and put the arrow towards where the red is, and then wherever that is, the little dial is gonna say the degree number. So,
yeah. You see the arrow? Right now it's pointing to you, so we're gonna turn the arrow so it's pointing, and then there you go. See how that little shed underneath? Mm-hmm. That's the shed. So now you're facing east.
Okay, so I'm not gonna move.
Nope, there's 5 circles on the map. At each circle, there is a bag, a Ziploc bag of candy. There's enough candy for one person to grab 1 piece of candy per bag. So every person should be able to get 5 pieces of candy if they find all 5 bags.
So to get to the playing field, we need to go southwest.
So we need to go back.
Let's say 2:30.
Yeah, 2:30.
So we're gonna put 2.
So the basic idea of the navigation challenge today is that I put the checkpoints in locations that were close to trails or near areas where I'm going to bring them to tonight, so that they can become familiar with where the trails are a little bit, expand their comfort zone of the area, but also feel a little more confident tonight when they're out in the woods by themselves in the dark.
I found out about TAPS through my mother, who found TAPS doing a Google internet search for grief support resources for military families. And we're here remembering and honoring my brother. His name is Adam Vanzulis. He was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps. We came to TAPS after his passing, which was in February of 2020. So TAPS has been a tremendous resource for me personally and my whole family. We have attended 2 national seminars in Washington, D.C. They take place over Memorial Day weekend. There's Good Grief Camp for the children. I know they have wonderful experiences with the staff there, and of course they meet new friends and get to see the friends that they've met.
I felt TAPS was a great resource for the family, especially in a time, particular for us in 2020, everything was so isolated. Adam passed away in February of 2020, and 3 weeks later the world locked down. So we luckily were able to have a memorial service, but then after that there was really nothing else for us to do or to get together with family or friends or even counseling, because there was nowhere to go and no one to talk to. And TAPS did a great job making itself available, adjusting their strategy, and very quickly coming out with online support groups and chat rooms and things like that were great resources.
Well, TAPS really, it means to me like, I see it more of like a get together with friends more than a support group. After the first day, I was like so happy that I was there. It was so fun. I made like so many friends on the first day. It was like insane.
When I first came to TAPS, like Jeffrey said, I was so nervous. I didn't know if this was going to be like something completely different, which it was, but in a good way. Like I thought it was going to just be so like I was going to get scared. And I walked into the room and so many people welcomed me.
I think this experience with Grit and the Ohio Family Camp has shown us that, you know, in very practical ways, we can learn skills and apply them to overcome a challenge, whether that's climbing a rock structure or, you know, building a tall structure out of marshmallows and pasta, and how we plan and talk through that process, because our priority is each other.
So this is our first camp with TAPS. We've been in TAPS for almost 9 years now, so it's been a long time. TAPS to us means another form of community, meeting new people, sharing our experiences and our hardships with people who are like us. So far, I've met great people. I've met a lot of other widows who have lost their husband, which is not common to be as young as we are and be able to bond in that way. Meeting people has been the best part of this experience. We like playing games, so having the games available in the dining hall has been fun. Having the outdoor games, Gaga Ball, has been Ari's favorite, I think. We struggled a little bit with reading the map, so hopefully we're doing better with that today. Eloise was our navigator, Ari was our rabbit. Eloise got to read the map and tell us where to go. Ari got to run ahead and hit the checkpoints for us because she's fast. Right, Ari?
Stand up, please. Follow us, please. We are the order of the order. Hey, don't forget about your birthday.
Compass, yep, compass, maps, anything you need for the night hike. We're gonna do it as soon as you guys get back in here.
My birthday.
It's your birthday too?
No. There's like red circles.
So this is where we were, and it says to take this way.
See how there's that little red line? I think that's the drain, like around that thing. I think that's the drainage creek, which would mean it's in there.
This is where we need to go right here, right where I'm going. This is the direction we need to walk.
Rabbits, rabbits, rabbits! Ah! Go, rabbit! Run, rabbit, run!
Did you find it?
Yay! I got it! I'm the rabbit with my brother. Yeah, he ran!
Catherine!
Maybe this way, Harvey?
Yep.
Got it! Awesome! What number? 5. No? Is that 5? Yeah, it's 5.
Okay. Right, Ari, we have to get number 1?
Yeah, 1.
Alright, so we gotta take this trail.
Spikes. We found it.
It's too hot on the face, isn't it? Oh, how am I going to see you?
I'm excited because the concentrated atmosphere that we'll have with the families and in the camp setting, I think will accelerate the process for a lot of the grit content that we're going to be presenting, and hopefully will culminate quicker when we have the final race on Sunday.
The facilities here are great. We were able to walk the perimeter of the camp here and it offers a lot of different aspects to adventure racing, because that's what we do. You know, we teach our problem-solving skills through the sport of adventure racing. So there's a nice amount of nooks and crannies, beautiful lake here. So I think they're really going to get to see the landscape here, and it's going to be a wonderful race for them.
Here they come to get their passports. The race has started. And we have begun.
Is that good?
I think it has to be all the way full, right? Yeah.
Like that.
This way.
Alright, Kamari, you're going to be steering it straight.
Why would you chicken like that, huh? Yeah.
Push.
Let Garrett do it.
And raise your hand back.
Too far up.
Okay, we got it.
I don't know. Get us out of the reed.
Put the low plane on top. There you go. And when you switch.
Get out, get out, get out.
Yeah, we gotta stay. Five is done.
Goes straight ahead or this road that cuts in. What time we got left?
Go that way.
Got the number?
Yep.
What number is it?
8.
No, punch it.
Yep, it's punched.
Nice work. There it is.
Zeta.
Nice work.
Together.
Good job.
Yeah, we were a super team.
How'd you do? How'd you do?
There are t-shirts. There are great t-shirts for everybody in the cafeteria. Oh, I don't know. Rabbit, how many?
How'd you do?
We did great. So much fun.
So raise your hand if you had fun today. Right? So raise your hand if you were able to test out some of the things we learned at today's race. Raise your hand if you got lost today. Today's race.
Some of the things that we use as a measure of success for determining whether or not our camps are going well is that these families keep coming back to our events. They want to come, they want to participate in these. A lot of times coming here can be very nerve-wracking or anxiety driving. But what we like to do is make sure we provide a very safe space for the families, a place where they can process their grief, where they can work through challenges and adversity.
Going forward, I hope that the families are able to build a new level of resiliency or grit for themselves, as well as understand that they have a support system around them. They have each other, they have everyone within the TAPS program.
While we may not get an opportunity to spend time with these families every single weekend like other programs, what we hope is that the continuity over many months will drive a sense of connection between themselves, the program, and more importantly, connecting them with other families in their area that can spend time together and build a community that they can depend on even when TAPS isn't there from day to day.
I'm extremely proud of the fact that TAPS chose to have Grit Adventures come in to facilitate a weekend retreat, and my hope is that this partnership is the beginning of many more opportunities for us to work together for many years to come.
So leaving from our family camp out here in Ohio, I'm really hoping that our families take with them a renewed sense of the family unit, a renewed sense of being able to be cohesive, to work together, and that they're able to build upon the skills that we have given them and that Grit has partnered with us to give them to continue to strengthen that family unit. They're communicating more effectively with one another. They're helping each other, one another. They're open, they're honest, they're resilient, so that they are successful in that family dynamic and receiving further help and engaging in a beneficial work-school life balance for the entire family.